In the harbor of Los Angeles, docked majestically, rests a relic of naval history, the USS Iowa, a ship that embodies the might, power, and legacy of the United States Navy during the 20th century. From the Atlantic to the Pacific, in wars both hot and cold, this battleship has seen it all. Today we'll take you through the incredible journey of the USS Iowa BB-61, from her launch in World War II through her combat record and into her current status as a museum ship. The USS Iowa was born out of a time when the world was engulfed in conflict. The year was 1939, and as the shadows of war loomed over Europe, the United States Navy sought to bolster its fleet. The keels of what would become the Iowa-class battleships were laid down. These ships would be the largest and fastest battleships ever built by the United States Navy. Construction on the USS Iowa began on June 27, 1940, at the New York Naval Shipyard. The ship was to be the lead vessel of her class, designed to be fast enough to escort aircraft carriers and heavily armed enough to take on any adversary. Iowa was officially launched on the 27th of August 1942 and commissioned into service on the 22nd of February 1943. On the 24th of February 1943, Iowa put to sea for a shakedown cruise in the Chesapeake Bay and along the Atlantic coast, thus making her the only ship of her class to serve in the Atlantic Ocean during World War II. Iowa's most notable early mission came later in November of 1943, when she was tasked with a highly secretive assignment, that being transporting President Franklin D. Roosevelt to the Tehran Conference. Iowa was even equipped with a bathtub for Roosevelt's comfort, a unique feature for a battleship. During the voyage, however, the destroyer USS William D. Porter accidentally discharged a live torpedo towards Iowa during a live exercise. Iowa narrowly avoided disaster by making a hard turn, and the torpedo harmlessly detonated after hitting the ship's wake. After her Atlantic duties, Iowa joined the Pacific Fleet in 1944, where she became a vital part of the island-hopping campaign against Japan. Serving as flagship for Admiral William F. Halsey, Iowa took part in the Mariana and Palau Islands campaign, providing crucial firepower, bombarding enemy installations on Saipan and Tinian. Her 16-inch guns were capable of firing 2,700-pound shells up to 24 miles, and these were used to bombard Japanese positions with devastating effect. Iowa was again present at the Battle of the Philippine Sea, resulting in the almost complete destruction of Japanese carrier-based air forces, with Iowa claiming the destruction of 3 enemy aircraft. Iowa also played a key role in the Battle of Leyte Gulf in October of 1944, one of the largest naval battles in history. Although the ship was engaged in fierce fighting, including kamikaze attacks, she emerged largely unscathed, a testament to her crew's skill and the ship's robust design. She would go on to provide support for carrier operations at Okinawa, relieving her sister ship New Jersey, before participating in strikes on the Japanese home islands in July by bombarding Muroran and Hokkaido, destroying steel mills and other targets. In 1945, Iowa was present in Tokyo Bay during the Japanese surrender, marking the end of World War II. With her wartime service concluded, the USS Iowa returned home as a symbol of American naval dominance. After the war, USS Iowa was decommissioned and placed in reserve in 1949. However, the outbreak of the Korean War in 1950 brought the battleship back into action. Recommissioned in 1951, Iowa would provide heavy gunfire support for United Nations forces on the Korean Peninsula. Her powerful 16-inch guns were once again called upon, this time to shell enemy positions along the Korean coast. The Iowa's service in Korea was marked by several successful bombardments that helped turn the tide in favor of UN forces. After the armistice in 1953, Iowa would go on to serve in various capacities, including as a training vessel and a show of force during the Cold War. The battleship entered a period of dormancy after Korea, once again being decommissioned in 1958. But this was not the end of Iowa's story. In the 1980s, under Ronald Reagan's naval expansion program, the USS Iowa was modernized and recommissioned for the third time. This modernization saw the addition of Tomahawk and Harpoon missiles, making her a formidable force in the nuclear age. Iowa would go on to serve in the Mediterranean and the Persian Gulf during the 1980s, showing the flag and providing a deterrent to Soviet expansion. However, her active career was marred by a tragic accident in 1989, where an explosion in turret number 2 killed 47 of her sailors. The exact cause of the explosion remains a matter of controversy, but it marked the beginning of the end for Iowa's active service. In 1990, following the end of the Cold War and the decreasing need for battleships, the USS Iowa was decommissioned for the final time. She was stricken from the Naval Vessel Register in 2006, bringing her active naval service to a close. Today, the USS Iowa serves a new mission as a museum ship and a symbol of the sacrifices made by countless sailors throughout her service. In 2011, she was donated to the Pacific Battleship Center in Los Angeles, where she was open to the public in 2012. Now visitors can walk her decks, explore her interior, and learn about her storied history. The museum not only preserves the history of the USS Iowa, but also educates future generations about the importance of naval power in preserving peace and security. The battleship stands as a monument to American innovation, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of those who served aboard her. The USS Iowa may no longer sail the seas, but her legacy endures, a testament to a bygone era of battleships and the sailors who fought aboard them. From her birth in the fires of World War II, through the tense years of the Cold War, to her peaceful retirement as a museum, the USS Iowa remains a symbol of American strength and perseverance. I'd like to thank you all for joining me on this journey through the history of the USS Iowa. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of military naval history.